Hi, this is Jonathan. How you guys doing? Today we're going to feature something from NUX. This is a pedal from NUX, which I think is very interesting. This is the NUX Solid Studio Mark II. If you're new to this channel, you might just want to subscribe to this channel and press the bell for notification of future videos to follow and be part of Patreon to support this channel. I would appreciate it. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, just hit that thanks button next to the download. That would be also very much appreciated. This pedal is from NUX. This is the Solid Studio Mark II. I reviewed the Mark I, so there's a whole lot of difference in this unit, a whole lot of improvement, in fact. Now, this pedal is meant for certain guitar players, especially guys who do gigs and who do not want to carry their amps, and they want to find a simpler alternative, especially for those guys who play with pedals. If you are playing with multi-effects and you're going with multi-effects, fine, you probably want to skip this video, or maybe just want to hang around, In any case, this pedal is for a guitarist who plays with pedal, who has a pedal board, and who just doesn't want to lug amplifier anymore. You can incorporate this into your pedal because it runs on a 9-volt battery. And interesting, okay, so it has a amp loader as well as a power amp loader, as well as a cabinet IRs loader too. So you can load all these 3 components into this unit, and what you do is you hook up your guitar to your pedal board and then out into this in this unit, and it's pretty neat because what you have here are a couple of inputs and outputs, and I'm just going to run through you from the top down. You're going to have this nice display which will show you where you're on and where you're going and where you're coming from. And these buttons here, they play a certain part, a certain row, certain rows, and instead you have 2 outputs. One is an auxiliary in, where you can hook up your CD player if you want to practice with this unit, and there's a headphone out, which you can hook on your headphones and you can not disturb the piece. And then from the back out, you have a 9-volt power in, and then you have a input where your output from your pedal board goes into here, or your guitar if you so pleases. And then you have a through, where you can actually have your output into another, say, an external cap, for example, or external source of input. And then you have output 1 and output 2. So this can be used as a stereo out, in which case you can hook this up to your PA if you want to, or to your interface if you want to. If you want to record, record in stereo, you can do that. Now, on the demo part of this video, I actually went through a stereo setup. All this 2 outputs going directly to my interface, and all the effects you hear, the delay, which was a bit exaggerated, are from this unit itself. All right, for the song though, I use another method. I skip the delays and everything from this unit because I wanted to have my Helix do all the time-based effects. But all the amp sounds and everything is from this unit itself. All right. So basically, from the top down, you have a on and off switch for you to power this unit on, as well as the various effects. So you can turn off the effect if you want to, and just use your pedal board with your amps if you want to. And then if you can turn on this unit, and you can have these various options of loading an IR, for example, a cabinet IR, or a amp, for example, and you can do all that by this switch. And then you have a global foot switch here, which goes back to home. It just goes back to home. And here you have this round kind of knob where you can kind of like scroll through whatever parameters you have. And there is a central knob where you can push, and then you activate certain things. And there is this big knob where you can push, and it activates another set of parameters. Yeah, I know. They kind of cram everything into one unit. So yeah, go figure. And from here, you have just 4 switches. Just press, and you have the amp parameters, the IR parameters, and the EQ, where you can kind of like do a sort of an EQ. And then there is another page where you can still do a global EQ if you want to. And then the ambience, or rather the time-based effects. So you can have reverb or delay, certain kinds of reverb, certain kinds of delay. I don't think you can have both at the same time. I'm not too sure about that. All right, and the stark difference between this and a Mark II is that now you have dual IRs for a stereo setup. So you can have a different IR, a different cabinet simulator on the left, and a different cabinet simulator on the right. So that's a nice touch, so you can run a stereo setup. Now the only thing that boggles me is, why did they omit a send and return, a stereo send and return? That would be really good, because you can kind of hook up your stereo time-based unit into here, and henceforth you can have a better stereo setup with your stereo choruses and stereo delays. I don't know. So any case, you can have your pedals, if you're running all mono, into this pedal, and then you can have these 2 different setups. And the effects, the time-based effects on this unit are all in stereo, so that's a good point. So you might have your chorus, which is in mono, coming into this unit, and then with the 2 stereo IRs, with the stereo delays or reverb, you can still have that kind of stereo simulation in a mix if you're patching this directly to the main house or to the interface, which is what this unit is all about. Unit is very hardy, well built. So nice interface. You probably see this in the demo section where everything is mapped out clearly. For the global settings, you can have the output of this unit. You can kind of adjust it. There's a global EQ. There's an I/O section where you can kind of like mess around with how you're gonna patch this. This is generally Geekland. So if you're into trying to get the ideal sound, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of time in tweaking, in this unit. So there are many things that will kind of shape the sound that you're looking for, especially for the Fender amps. I find that they're a little bit dark, but you can kind of EQ them to your preference. The Marshalls, the British amps are pretty nice, with enough gain and structure. So it runs on this TSAC-4K white box amp modeling algorithm. So it's there. The technology is there. You just have to spend a little bit of time in tweaking the various parameters. All in all, if you're a geek like me, you will probably enjoy your time tweaking in this. But if you're someone who just want a sound to go, then you might be presented with this challenge of being patient. And that's the thing about units like this, especially the multi-effects that we are seeing in the market. You have the Helix, the Fractal, the AUX, and the Campers and all that. All this need a little bit of time in tweaking, in getting the sound that you want. Nothing is right there for you, because all the factory presets, somehow they're just lacking in certain things. But the factory presets are a place to start. So same thing for this unit. There are factory presets where you can kind of start off with it and kind of tweak along the vein or the way that you want to hear your guitar sound. Interesting unit. Let me know what you think about this, and leave your comments in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you. Again, I want to thank NUX for passing me this unit for review, especially Monk. And NUX is a company that I guess they are trying to innovate a lot of stuff, and the amp simulators, the IR loaders and everything. I've used a number of their effects because they are really good and they are affordable. And they're always coming out with wonderful products like the in-ear monitors, the wireless pack, as well as the wireless connection with your guitar and your whatever you plug it into, and it's all wireless. So apart from that, they have MIDI controllers. They have interface, which is going to come out soon. I'm looking forward to that. A lot of stuff that's meant for the home studio. So keep an eye out for this company and whatever products they come up with. They're really interesting. Right, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. I would appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm of this channel, and it will help to improve the viewership of this channel. And if you want to keep in touch with what is happening in this channel, just click on that bell, for notification of future videos, and be part of patrons to support this channel. I would appreciate it. I thank all my patrons for their wonderful love and their wonderful support all this time. Thank you so much, guys. So have yourself a great weekend. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you real soon. Adios.